This here, the beating is back, and we got a new title for Wednesday called Joe Devil's Lord Wolf. Now, believe it or not, I actually have this game on my PC while Steam doing a sale, and I did play the first few minutes of it before, but then I stopped because the game was difficult, even easy difficulty. But you need to see the gameplay to see my point. So in this game, there are a total of 4 acts you have to go through, and sometimes this game takes a lot of time to usually get by. So pretty much this game is like a turn-based RPG, but instead of actually showing the gameplay, you have to actually read some text to get it through. The game itself is, kind of insane to say the least, but it could be difficult even on easy difficulty. You see why. And we talked about Joe Devil. And this was made by a book of the same name of Joe Devil. We made a book about RPGs. And there's also a couple of but actual gameplay, so you actually can get my point. So, citizen, I don't want to play this on hard difficulty because on hard difficulty, enemies will usually be tougher, and they will usually attack when a regular menu is open. So even if you have the menu open, you can still get attacked. But even then, you still have a time limit. So most of all, I don't usually care about the game so much, in a sense. And And as I said, I did actually play the game before, but I didn't really finish it because the game was too hard, even on easy difficulty. And I wasn't really able to progress to the game. So I wasn't really able to get it. So the entirety of the game is you reading.
For many centuries, the Kai Lords defended their kingdom of Sommerland from the Dark Lords of Helgadad. Many battles were fought and won by the Kai, but finally came their demise. 3 years ago, the monastery of your warrior order was attacked by the armies of the Dark Lords. The Kai were destroyed. You were the only one who survived the final battle. All seemed lost, but you retrieved the Sommersword, the one weapon that can slay a Dark Lord of Helgadad. You slew Zagana, the Dark Lord leader, and saved your kingdom from destruction. Now, the lesser Dark Lords hunger to take their revenge. It falls to you, the last Kai Lord of Sommerland, to crush their evil schemes once more.
So, there's no actual gameplay besides the combat. All you usually do is just read some text and move on. So, yeah, I'm gonna play this for a couple of minutes until 3 o'clock. I feel like enough, there's nothing else to say so far but to show some gameplay. If this really is gameplay. So once you have to understand about this, this game does not have any combat. You usually just read the text. It's like a choose your own adventure type of field, but you don't actually move around. It's not a Telltale's game, it's more of a text-based game. So, it's all that. And I played this before, but you know the game mechanics were kind of confusing, and it was not possible to progress until much later on. And as I said, I might end this video sooner because I just ate breakfast and I haven't really got the chance to saw some gameplay. It's kind of weird to say the least, but I'm trying my best to usually make more content. I have more games at my disposal and I'm free to usually So there's other QTEs and quick time events that made the game mostly successful, and that's about it. So the first thing I don't understand about this game about it is that I played it on the PC before, and I tried to understand the combat with 3 different save points, save states, and the game got so confusing to say the least. I died too many times, and even if I take a lot of strategy, I still suck at it. So this is where the game takes a side turn. I may not be that much engaging with the game, but I can usually try to usually understand the whole concept. And as I said, I might skip this because I don't really see the whole point of trying to read it, but not really my type. But who knows? So you notice I'm not really not talking as much as often. Usually that's because there's not else to say about this game. I know this combat. So as I said, it's the whole combat system is like Final Fantasy 7 when you have a little bit more time to make your move. And the thing about this game is that because it's similar to Final Fantasy VII, you need to actually make a move ASAP or else you use your turn. And this game has a lot of QTE sessions that makes it difficult to concentrate. And let's not forget that this game has a lot of potential to usually be difficult. I think that this game was originally for the PC, for the iOS, but I wouldn't know. And most of all, because this game has the same mechanics as Final Fantasy VII, you're kind of screwed, to say the least, to not have a lot of time. Because that's what I like about this game, about this you could choose your own adventure and there's a lot of strategy, but the game gets difficult the more you play on. And I'm trying to speed read this because I already did play this game before for a couple of minutes, but I didn't really beat the game. And as I said before, I only wanted to show 1 hour of gameplay because there's really no gameplay, to say the least, besides the combat. And as it takes maybe 5 minutes for you to get to the next encounter. But as I said, combat is actually kind of short. So you have to time your QTE sessions right, or else you might not be able to take a chance. And as I said, you do actually get your turn, but as I said, the game could usually get harder the more you actually progress, but I wouldn't be surprised. You do get achievements, but some of them are usually kind of time consuming, to say the least. And I guess there has to be more, to say the least, but I never actually know about the book. Maybe I was not that big in the 90s, but I don't know. And I don't know what to say. I wanted to show some gameplay before I get this off my hard drive and get this game on my PC, because I'm trying to save a lot of gigabytes. There's like minimal gameplay, and it could be better. I mean, considering the budget for this game, they could have just included some voice acting, include some substance, but the game doesn't really have anything special. I mean, it would be great if the game has some variety, but that's just me. So pretty much this. Also, the way you actually level up is actually kind of weird because they never usually explain how you usually level up, but it could be common. This game has. I mean, there are only two things: the lock picking and the combat. It's like Oblivion, but worse. There's really nothing else to say, but there's really nothing else to say, but to I mean, I know I should read about this, but now this is where you actually get some experience, but it's also kind of weird how you increase it. And we already finished with Act 1. But keep in mind, I don't usually hate the game to some degree, but you know, the game can usually get stale if you think about it. And you know, it's just text. I don't know how this game has become popular, but maybe because it was made for fans of the book series with the same name. I don't know, but maybe this is one of those IPs that managed to become successful with RPG enthusiasts. But I wouldn't know how. That's just me. At the slightest. So as I said, I don't usually tend to play games that don't have some content. I like to have something that's actually visceral and movable, but maybe I'm just so cynical. And as I said, this is one of those usually on the virtual games where you have to pick which one. You don't get EXP, you only increase your stats based on the amount of actions you commit in this game. So there's no EXP progression, and you want to take double amounts of damage based on the weapons you have. Now, as I said, I picked easy mode because I don't care about getting the special weapons, but you also have to be quick when it comes to the reaction specs. You only get a limited amount of time to make your first move, and then that's about it. And as I said, the game could be hard if you're not prepared or not quick enough. As I said, the RNG in this game is usually kind of random to the point where you might take a chance to survive, but not in the slightest. And the fact you don't get EXP, that says a lot. So you have to usually rely on your own strategy and your own tactics, but beyond that, you just do the same scene. To me, I don't usually care about the story, but I'm more about playing the game. Maybe I didn't read it, but that took a lot of time. I mean, to even start gameplay, that's an understatement, but I don't even know which is. I mean, if this really is the game, maybe I would rather play this on the iPad. I mean, to be fair, this game was originally for the iOS, then migrated to the PC. But I usually would play this. And I guess that I have no choice but to end this video now. I mean, I want to continue playing this, but if all it is just some text and all that, I don't really see the whole point. Let's be fair, I mean, this game has potential, but it does usually make it mostly repetitive. I know that people might say that I'm not giving this game a chance, but there's only there's only small amount of gameplay. And there's not much to say about it. And the fact is that I don't even know what was the whole premise about this game. Maybe this was meant for a demographic that has a lot of strategy. But I don't even know which is which. I mean, it could be better, but the game just gets mostly tedious the more you actually continue playing. And the combat is actually the same for some degree. It could be better, but I don't see the whole point. But I might as well just end this segment for now, because I don't see the whole point. As I said, it could be better. And I'm gonna end this segment for now. I mean, let's be fair, the game could be better, but and there's no credits. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't even understand the context. To be honest, this game has a lot of potential to be better, but the problem with this game is that there's not enough gameplay or engagement. The game is just so short and kind of bland. It could be better if it has some gameplay that's more diverse besides the combat and lockpicking, but it doesn't have enough. And really, it's not really engaging, so 99% of the time, it's just meh. That's basic to say the least. Too average for my taste, and that's not a lot of content to say the least. The only saving grace that it has is that it does just as well by introducing a lot of strategy, and the fact that combat is actually real time means that you have to use the hard ass if you don't want to get scared. But even easy or hard, it's just usually tedious or mundane. But if you really want to play this because you're a huge fan of the book series of the same name, or want to play this because of the author, go ahead. You're free to usually play this, but what do I know? What you do is not my concern, and vice versa. So hope you have a decent ultimatum. Hope you have a decent Wednesday. Tat sign off with a decent ultimatum, and peace out. You might need it, so do I, and happy holidays. Sayonara and signing out.